The Soundmap Wiki is now here. Today I'm just going to quickly go through the wiki. We're going to scroll through it here and just take a look at what's going on. So in the Discord server, if you go to the announcements, you can go here and click on it. Here's the link. I'll link it somewhere in the comments or something. Yep, so we're going to go through it. You can open up each category and whatever. So it starts off with cooldowns. So it talks about how cooldowns are a mechanic in the game which helps pace out pulling higher rarity songs like shiny, epic, and lyrics, also including moments, day ones, week ones. They also count as special songs. If we go over here, and it just tells you what the amount of songs are needed to pass the cooldown depending on the previous song pulled. It's higher for different types of songs, so we can skip through all this. So shiny is actually 80 to 150. Epic and lyrics still do share the same cooldown, but this time it's 320 to 600. And moments have a cooldown of 40 to 75, but they don't seem to be working at the moment. So it seems like the cooldown after a moment doesn't actually do anything. So I think it actually is safe to still completely ignore moments, which is actually what I've personally been doing for the last like 3 months. But there we go. We've also got some miscellaneous ones. So epics from epic hunts are exclusives from special events, and they will bypass all cooldowns. Gem box and shiny quest can bypass cooldown, but will not create or change an existing cooldown. So as an example for this, if a user pulls a shiny beforehand, and they open 50 drops, and then they decide that they want to use the weekly shiny quest or use gems and open up an artist thing, that will not reset them back to 80 to 150. They will have to open another 30 drops. 50 add 30 would make 80, and they're back on their normal cooldown. So you can safely open gem box and shiny quest. And they're still looking into the correlation between cooldowns and moments. Obviously, like I explained before, they're not seeming to be working at the moment. It's really weird. So drop rates. Drop rates are the likelihood of pulling a respective song from each method of obtaining songs. Drop rates also apply to the likelihood of pulling a gem from the map/trade/quest. So the rates for pulling gems are the exact same apparently as drop rates, which is interesting. Any other miscellaneous stuff, using coins to open a drop or open a quest artist will give a 1.5 times less chance of getting a song of special rarity. Drop rates are not affected by any other external factor. Everyone has the same rates, so no matter things like your level, XP, and all things like that. Users can obtain higher rarity songs of songs they have in a lower rarity. For example, getting a shiny after obtaining a normal, getting an epic after obtaining a shiny. So it's not, you're not on a cooldown to pull a shiny again. You could pull an epic. It's not determined that you're going to pull a shiny next. It could be an epic, could be a lyrics. Map quest edition loot box rates. So here they are. I'm just going to blow this up on screen. I'm not going to go through them all. But that is the rates for coins and in your radius for rare, uncommon, common, epic, lyrics, and shinies. Gem rates are here shown. If you have less than 2,000 songs discovered, you actually have a slightly bumped rate for pulling songs via gems. Other than that, 1% for map, 3% for trade, 3% for quest. We also have the map drop composition, so we can see what percentage of certain genres take up the map. As you can see, they're all here. I'm not going to go through them. I'm just going to put it up on screen, but those are the rates for the distribution of the different genres. Obviously, as known, other drops can drop country, Latin, classical and jazz, or metal, unless you change it in the settings. If you select multiple, they'll be dropped to equal rates. So at the moment, I think these are 25% because currently 4 are selected, but if you go ahead and select 2, then it'll be 50-50. What is the map pool? So the map pool refers to a list of artists able to be pulled from the map by users. Map pool is dependent on total discovered songs. So this is new info. This is probably why a lot of people would always say that newer users get better stuff, and that's purely because their map pool is smaller than existing players. So less than 200 is top 150 of each genre. Less than 1k is top 500 of each genre. Less than 50k is top 1000 of each genre. Less than 100k is top 2k of each genre. 100k or more, all artists. So that's why a lot of high-level players will be pulling artists with like 5 monthly listeners with a #1 epic. It's purely because you have more than 100k collected. And the quest eligibility is refers to what artists can and cannot be quested for special songs. It depends on data pulled from Vibrate, so you can use sites like soundmap.tools to check, but it's a rough guess. If you want to have an accurate guess, you want to go ahead and create a Vibrate account, but I believe you do have to get a subscription. And instead of it being top 250, it's actually ranked 281 or below per genre. And that's everything. This is V1 of the Soundmap Wiki, covering cooldowns, drop rates, map drop composition, map pool, and quest eligibility. This is going to get updated over time. Obviously, I don't know when this is going to be updated, but this is the V1 of it, and probably the most important one, to be fair, because everyone's really worried about the cooldowns and how they can pull themselves from quest epics. So I am going to use this information and try and pull more on stream, which would be absolutely amazing. But that is V1 of the wiki. Hope you guys enjoyed.